Oh, all right. Here we are, Max Holiday. What's up, man?
Ivan Manson.
Yeah.
Not much. Just enjoying the day on the boat with you, man.
Yeah, man. Well, we just came back in. We went out there and floated around a little bit. It was nice and relaxing, right?
Yeah, dropped the anchor, got in the water, did a little swimming, rode the waves.
Yeah, they started kicking up.
Yeah, it's a good time. Very peaceful out there, though.
Yeah.
Could probably do it a little longer.
Yeah, we got a storm behind us now. I don't know what the camera can see, but
It's here. At least it took out the sun.
yeah, it was pretty bright and pretty warm.
The sun was intense.
So hey, man. So how long you've been around a long time now?
I've been around a very long time.
When did you start?
My first training happened in 1997 at the LWF Bump Factory. I did probably what you would consider a summer camp now, with CM Punk and Jay Bradley, and for a couple names you may know, not to name drop out the gate, but it's who trained me in my summer camp.
For sure.
Then after that, 98, I went back, and at the time I was training with LWF, Lunatic Wrestling Federation, someone that I'm sure you're very familiar with.
Yes.
When I went back in 98, I had to wait, of course, till turn 18, so I turned 18 in 98. Went back. By the time I went back, they actually had classes. They were very organized at that time. Started training and was actually kicked out of training because I showed up late because I was working. You know, I had a job, came up to dog. Had a job, showed up late, and was actually sat down and told maybe this isn't for you at the time. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense to me because my job that's paying you takes precedence. So, yeah, it was, that's where I started in the LWF. And then after that, a year later, I was introduced to Chi-Town T. And he had just left Windy City with a couple of guys. I believe that was part of you guys breaking off too.
Right.
That whole scenario.
Yeah.
And was running the IUWA with TL Money and a couple other guys. And I ended up hooking up with them and finished my training, if you would, with those guys. You never stop learning, but as far as training and learning the basics goes, I finished up with those guys. So yeah, that's kind of where my beginnings came from.
Yeah. I like how it always goes back to Windy City.
Oh,
There's
everything.
always some kind of connection here in the Midwest. There's always some kind of, with this guy, what is like the 5 degrees of Kevin Bacon?
Yes.
This is 5 degrees of Windy City.
For sure.
And it's really like that.
Oh, 100%. You can go to any place, any promotion almost in the Midwest, and you can get a tie back to Sam DeCero and Windy City Pro Wrestling.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. So, yeah. So, what after?
Oh, so, yeah. After that, I had my first match in, I think it was 99. I worked... It's actually interesting because I was working with a group of brothers that did ring rentals. I had met these guys, the Salazar brothers. I don't know if you're familiar with
I think
them.
everybody's heard of them.
Okay, yeah. So that's another synonymous name in the area. And I was helping with ring rentals. And they were doing boxing rentals for a promoter by the name of Big Lou. That's how he was introduced to me. And he did boxing and wrestling shows. He did a wrestling show, I believe it was somewhere in Chicago Heights. And this was in 99. And I helped with the ring setup, and he allowed me to have a match on the card. I was a fan that had my number selected to wrestle one of the wrestlers, if you would.
Okay.
That wrestler turned out to be Pledge Jones, who came from LWF. So my very first match was being a fan selected out of the crowd to wrestle a wrestler.
That's a cool introduction.
Yeah.
It really is.
That was my very first professional wrestling match in front of a crowd.
Very nice. Well, so what would you do after LWF? I mean, because you've been all around.
I left there like I said, I hooked up with Chi-Town and was pretty much tied to Chi-Town through 2010. He kind of ran. He ran his stuff like he tried to run it like Sam did. He created a bubble, and at that time there really wasn't the internet with the type of access you have now, so it was kind of word to mouth. So he kept us in a bubble at that time.
Okay.
It wasn't until Machine and Kipper or Rat hit me up one day, and they're like, "Hey," and I'd met Machine at LWF. We had our through the years, whatever, we became friends. He said, "Hey, we're going to work at this promotion in Lake Station, ARW." He's like, "You want to come along for the ride?" And I'm like, "Yeah, for sure." I'm like, "Do I need to bring my gear?" He goes, "It's indie wrestling, dude. You always bring your gear, you know."
Good advice.
So
Serious.
I brought my gear with. Shit went that night. It was an interesting time in my personal life, so I was really looking forward to enjoying the evening. And was sitting in the crowd, and we had a couple brewskis, if you will, and oh, for sure. Cheers.
Yeah.
Good old
Go ahead.
KB.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good old KB walked up to me and asked me if I wanted to work. So that night, the original family was born with Machine, myself, Charlie, and Kipper. I believe that was the night it was born. At least in my mind it was.
Yeah.
So,
Sounds about right.
yeah, fast forward past all of the Chi-Town stuff in IWA. It was a great time. Chi-Town's an amazing person. I saw him for the first time, matter of fact, a couple months ago. He showed up. I believe you were there. ARW. IWA was an interesting period. But, yeah, so Machine taking me to ARW. KB came out, asked me if I wanted to work. I went out that night. I had no idea what I was going to do. So I just started barking at the fans.
Okay.
Rest is history.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so there is a resemblance.
Well,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming he's a hero to you. Someone.
Well, it's
How's
interesting
that?
because I was working for Starks at Anarchy Pro. He was another one that pulled me out of the gutter, if you will. Him and Machine, I have always given them credit for that, no matter what. So John Burke was booking for him, and I had just at that time, and this is about 2010 roughly, I had just started watching Brody. Because growing up, I was a Mega Powers, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man. And then, but that was growing up in my grandma's basement with my dad and my uncle, Saturday mornings watching wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay. It wasn't till I was mid-90s where I found wrestling again with two dudes with attitudes. Kevin Nash and Shawn Michaels. Those were the two that dragged me back in as a fan. So it wasn't until 2010 that I actually discovered Brody and had started watching his stuff. And John Burke was booking for Anarchy, and he asked me, he goes, "You know who Bruiser Brody is?" I said, "Oh yeah." I said, "I just recently started watching his stuff, was thinking about adapting a little bit of it." He goes, "Yeah, you should probably adapt a lot of it."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, okay." And so because of John Burke, I started doing a lot more Bruiser Brody, and from there,
Yeah.
everyone's just, I
I've
guess
seen
they
it.
like it.
I've seen it. I felt it.
Yeah.
The whole everything, man.
And it's great, too, because when I got to wrestle Matt Winchester, Beer City Bruiser at Anarchy Pro, that match is what got me up to Wisconsin. And that has been from there. So everything has been like, a match with somebody opens a door somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's all about respect and doing what you're supposed to do. But I feel like I just rambled and that made no sense there.
This dude's high, man. I told him, I was like, stop, dude. We gotta do this. Oh man, no, it's cool, it's cool. No, he just rambles.
It's better than never mind. Anyways, so yeah. What was the question again? You want another shot?
Do another shot. Let's open a beer. I'm watching these dogs photo bomb us.
What dogs?
They're up over there.
I'm the one that's high. There's no dogs back there.
So anyway, so dude,
yeah,
you and I have
Back on
had
track.
like a ton of matches. You're probably in my top 3 people that I've had the most matches with. I mean, me and you have a story.
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
Tell, you know, it's
Which I think is pretty cool.
yeah.
So one thing I never really expected in Atlanta Pro Wrestling, locally here, was to be in a position with guys like yourself, Mike Anthony, where we'd be sitting on a boat one day recording a podcast, just having some brews. So for me personally, that is a huge accolade, and I appreciate that, and I thank you for your friendship.
No, man, for sure.
But yes, we have beat the hell out of each other for a very long time.
Yeah. We actually tagged for a while. Remember that?
Yes.
Remember that one match in the fucking the rope broke?
Oh.
So it was me and him against the family. That's when I was split up from the family, and it was me, you, Walsh,
Yep.
and what was that other dude's name from South Bend?
Oh, the dude with like the blue and gold singlet.
I loved him. He was.
I don't remember his name, but yes.
He was awesome. But yeah, so Walsh fucking goes corner to corner, throws me. I hit him pretty hard.
Boom.
In that bottom, it didn't break. Just I hit so hard the hook unsnapped.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. I thought it broke.
No.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It just popped out with the.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
There was some dude there that night recording some documentary.
Oh, they saw the rope breaking
And the rope broke. Yeah.
We worked it though, played it off, man. Used that thing, or they used it because they were heels, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They used the rope, turnbuckle. It was good.
That
It
was.
worked.
Yeah, but no, I think you said it. You've said it before that we could go get into a ring right now without even like
Absolutely.
Max and Ivan. You guys give us 8 to 7.
Right now.
7 to 8.
So right now. Yeah.
8 to 7, because I would say 5 to 7.
We always. We went in there, told a quick story, did what we had to do, and we knew.
Yeah.
We knew it was time. You guys know the crowd.
Well, you have to.
You know
what you're there for.
Yeah.
And we're there to beat shit out of each other and
Yeah,
entertain the people.
We have.
Ugh. Forearms. I'm so glad you're retired. God, those days when you look at the board and you're like, oh, shit.
Oh, come on.
And then you try to be nice to them and back.
Bullshit. Well, but though, I've never given anything that I wouldn't take, and I expect it back. So if I put it in there nice and snug, put that shit back to me nice and snug. It's Windy City coming out.
I don't know.
I
Hey,
mean,
I accept it.
there was nothing ever personal.
No. Never took
So,
it personally.
yeah.
A lot of people do take it personally, though.
Nowadays, man, some of the guys out in South Bend, man,
Oh.
be a little too stiff.
Talking about that earlier. You know what? There was a time at practice where do you remember Draven? Okay.
I do.
Draven and I were running spots. Yes, this is actually. We were running spots, and we were. I think we were working on stuff for a match. We had some kid in there. We started running at full speed, and we're chopping him. And he literally stopped, grabbed his chest, and ran away crying, and went and complained about it. We had a talking to that we were too. And we were just, it wasn't even full force, if you will. We were running full speed,
Yeah.
but he didn't like to be hit. I was like, if you don't like to be hit, then you're in the wrong fucking sport, man.
Dude, and something like that always comes back to me as like the old Windy City chop class. That was brutal, man. That, pushed out the boys, it made the men. I mean, it was,
Well, I mean, you have to.
Nowadays, these guys could not. I guarantee 90% of the guys
I'm a man.
on the roster, and I love most of them, but a lot of them, if they had to go through a Windy City fucking training schedule like we did,
Take it
I
easy.
don't think they could handle it, man. I don't. I mean, it was rough back then. It was.
I've had the privilege of working with a lot of Windy City guys, and I like it that way, if you will. In my opinion, I mean, that's what wrestling is,
Yeah.
we're out there putting on or fighting. It's a fight, and if it doesn't look real, what are you doing? We're simulating the fight, but it's it's not a movie. And I've done this. I can speak from experience. Where you're not. It's not stop, cut, retake, and it's coming from a certain angle. You got people 360.
Yeah.
If you're fluffing it, you're not only are you looking bad, he's looking bad because he's over here doing his job.
Yeah.
So lay that shit in.
There was.
Don't kill motherfuckers.
Actually,
Like I even did with his forearms. He went a little excessive with it.
and I would warn them ahead of time. Always warn them, hey man, I'm going to be a little stiff, a little snug, man. And I warn them ahead of time. Every time for the last, I don't know how many years. Well, except for him. He already knows. Really, like the new guys, if I wrestle whatever, James Cleed for the first time or whatever.
Let me apologize now.
Yeah, I'm here to do a job. I'm going to make it look good.
Well, that's good of you, though, to take and, be like, just so you know, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm
I know that
not
sounds
going
like
to
a
pull my
dick thing,
punch.
but it's not. It's not. It's
I
not being a
respect
dick.
it. But then again, that's how I came up with, not saying, coming from Chi-Town side of things, that's how, we were trained.
So, real quick, I don't mean to interrupt you, but so with Chi-Town, me and him, a little unknown fact, me and him started at the exact same day together. Me and him, like, we started our class together, and we were told to sit around the old Windy City ring and watch. All the new guys. It was me and him.
That's amazing.
So we started at the exact same time. So whatever date that is, me and Terry Allen always like, well, no, it was this date. And I was like, no, I think it was this date. So if we get a help with Chi-Town and say, hey, what day did you start? Then
That old man doesn't know. He probably doesn't even know where he's at.
yeah.
Well, I love him.
We love you.
Oh, man. Chi-Town's amazing. Anyways.
All right, so what's going on like now? You're one half of the tag team champions.
Yeah,
ARW.
ARW, one
Okay.
half of the tag team. Yeah, that's the only belts I hold right now. One half the ARW tag team champions with Bow,
Okay.
Scumbag Army, the whole Max Sinister thing,
Love it.
which is great,
Love it.
making a comeback.
100% love it.
Yeah, outside of that though, just running roughshod with those guys, doing some stuff over at Rocket Pro up at Bruce City. I'm getting up there, so I'm kind of winding it down.
Yeah.
I got my nice little circuit I do, which I have no problem with. The occasional one-off here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's how I was like 2 to 3 years ago. Had a nice schedule. It was the same way. Same place. You're going here. Next weekend you're going here.
Yeah.
It's a nice little schedule. Yeah.
It's nice to. I mean, it was in the tri-state, if you would, from Indiana to Illinois to Wisconsin. There's a nice little loop that I run there that I have no problem with. Now there's people out there that are going crazy, but I'm getting up there in age, so.
Dude, man, you only have so many bumps in you. And once you get a certain age, you like really realize that.
Yeah, I took
You're
all
like,
of those in my 20s.
yeah, dude, same dude. me and Frankie Valiant, dude, he was what? Probably 6'5", probably, I don't know, 450 pounds, if I'm wrong, or whatever. He beat the shit out of me at some shows, some big shows where we had like a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, old Windy City shows. So.
What's the one that Sam came in with the bikers? That video gets shared a lot. And was that the Hells Angels?
Oh, it was before, probably.
Probably, yeah. I'll say I went and talked to Sam once. Me and I don't know if you know the Bear he's down in like. He works with 01. Have you ever worked with 01?
I haven't.
Oh shit, I forget where they're at. Anyways, I grew up with them. But me and him went and talked to Sam one time over when you guys were on like the east side.
Was that the newer?
I
don't know where east or.
It was whatever the last big facility was that you guys did the TV.
Was it the one like?
in.
Okay, it was on Commercial.
Commercial, yes.
Okay.
Yes, that was the building I went to.
Okay.
We went in there and talked to Sam, me and him, and he gave us the tour of the place, gave us the rundown. Sat us down in the office, and you had the pictures on the fucking wall of everybody.
Yeah.
Fucking playing it up big, right? Dropping WWF name, Vince McMahon. And now, mind you, we were kids from the fucking suburbs, didn't know shit about fucking wrestling, short of what we saw on TV.
Mm.
And he was giving us the business, man. We walked out of there, sat in the car. Before he even started, me and Bear looked at each other and said, "Yeah, no, he's tied to the mob. We're not going to fuck with that."
That is hilarious.
He laid it on a little too thick, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Who knows? Had he not, maybe ended up over at Windy City. We went and talked to him, talked to Sonny Rogers. Sonny Rogers was running PWI at the time.
Yeah.
Which eventually became PCW.
So what year was this? They had to have been.
So
some of those years just blend all together.
It's
man.
definitely between 96, 97, because 97 is when I did more or less. So yeah, probably 96, because that I also was told I had to be 18.
Yeah. So you've been around almost as long as I have.
I've been around a long time.
Seriously, man.
I mean, yeah. It's funny. I know a lot of wrestling history around here, and it's kind of fucking bizarre. And
Yeah.
Not even on purpose, just from being in the background of things.
Give me something.
No, it's not like I can just drop knowledge like that. Come on now.
I mean, if you can, be a perfect time.
I mean,
Give me something I love the. You're talking like the history of like Midwest wrestling is totally different than other places,
Yeah.
So are you talking Midwest or?
No, I'm just talking like around here. Around here, like I know a lot of shit. It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know how it happened. I listen.
That's the rule, man. Shut up and listen, right?
It is the rule, and a lot of people don't do that because they like to run their mouth. But and I don't have a problem telling them either. Just shut up and fucking listen.
Yeah.
Eventually, you will learn. I learned the hard way, 100%.
Yeah. Well, have you ever thought about training?
It's funny.
Helping some company out.
Everybody, when they stop wrestling, always wants to somehow, for some reason, they get this promoter itch. Like they know how to do it best.
Yeah.
I've never, ever wanted to promote a show. Now,
Me neither.
I have participated with people running shows, and it's the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Training now, I have talked with a lot of people in regards to actually opening a school for pro wrestling. And yeah, I have thought about it, and I have a lot of ideas when it comes to wrestling schools. I don't want to promote because that shit's fucking for the birds, in my opinion.
But train the guys, get them all set. Get out in the world, man.
Get out into the world, like give them credentials.
You know what would be kind of cool is hooking up with the other two companies they train. You get like a super training, with all three, people involved. If it, it might help.
It's also a lot of work.
It's all politics.
I hate politics.
Sorry, I'm just
I
listening to
kind of
this.
like politics. I don't know. kind of torn there.
We're definitely not going to talk politics on this, man. I've only got a few followers. You'll get me.
It takes time. It takes time. Trust me, it takes time.
So yeah, well, so what's up, man? What else? Anything new in your life? If not, man, we're gonna end this. And we're gonna get some food. I'm starving.
Oh, yeah. In my life, I didn't know there were.
No,
I mean,
anything happening with you?
I mean, yeah, no.
I mean, people want to know. Just what?
There's
What's up?
nothing. I mean, there's nothing.
Let's
really
do
happening.
one more shot, and then tell me what's going on in your life.
Nothing really happened. You know, I can't.
There's always something.
All right,
happening
here's
in
what I'll
someone's
do.
Life. Whether
I
I gotta go to work.
I will say, for those that are fans of, that very soon you may hear the jingling of 3 rings.
Don't know what that means. I am sure some of you do though. Some kind of code. It's alright.
It's happening. Just one time.
Oh, okay.
One time
So
you'll-
you're already.
One time
okay.
you'll hear it.
Okay.
When you hear the carnival barker call, you come.
You heard it here first.
That's all I'm saying. It's all
Okay.
coded. I think.
Alright.
I don't know. This was very random.
What? This whole fucking thing?
Yep. I love it. I hope it makes sense when you play it back then.
Yeah, we got. Yeah, I know earlier you were talking. I kept looking up. I almost wanted to just start laughing. I'm like, I don't know.
Well,
what
right
I was
before we
thinking.
started, the sun was really burning down on us, and now it's starting. There's a light mist coming in,
Yeah,
which I can appreciate.
looks like we can see it on there.
This is an amazing time. So if Ivan hits you up to come out here, don't hesitate to say yes,
Yeah, dude.
This is
or
great.
whatever. I mean, we'll have fun.
dude, or do that.
Exactly. All right, man. Well, shit. Let's get some food.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming out, dude. Seriously,
No,
I'm
thank you for
glad you
having
came
me.
out.
This is great. I
Next
hope everybody
holiday.
enjoys himself.
Cheers.
Chores. How long did we even go? Like 40 minutes? Maybe 20, half hour?